So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's boys' night out.
Hey guys, welcome to the club. It's me, Mars. This is another episode of the Upper 90 Club, a triangular triumvirate of friends discussing the Columbus Crew. We are short-staffed. We have many out on international duty. We have some injury. We have some jet-setting vacations. We opted not to call in any second
Reserves?
team players. It's just the three of us. We got Haas and Trey and myself here. Say hey, guys.
Hello.
Tip of the hat!
Thank you, Trey.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so coming off the 6-1-4 fireworks winless streak-breaking victory against Vancouver last night. It's now Father's Day. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to you, Trey. Haas.
Yes. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
Don't tell us Happy Father's
Thank
Day.
you.
Tell your father Happy Father's Day.
Maybe you should call him.
Maybe you should call him.
Yep.
I've seen him a lot lately.
Yeah.
My
good.
sister's been in town.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
For Father's Day, of course, right?
For the Cedar Point trip. Yes. And Father's Day.
Oh,
I bet she
Cedar
called him
Point.
today.
She actually left his house this morning, and that was probably her Father's Day
Oh.
gift to him. I think he was
Yeah, freeloading.
he was getting a little crazed with visitors in the house.
Oh, yeah. So, Haas, your dad has a lot of kids.
Yes.
You being one of them.
You are
Yes.
one of 7, right?
Correct.
5 brothers plus you
Yes.
and a sister.
Correct.
And I said to him once, I know you've heard this story, probably, and Trey, you probably have too, but I had one kid like 6 months old at a Christmas party. No, she would have been like 4 weeks old. Right in 2014, we went to your Christmas party, and he was there, and I said, "How do you do it with 7?" And he said, "Infrastructure." It's like, the big ones take care of the little ones, and he is right. We have employed this. Now that we have 4, we have employed this, and so this morning I slept in, and our oldest made pancakes, and the second one put on the TV, and it happens. They're turning into a little team of factory workers that will someday support.
I'm glad your factory works well. We promoted one to manager, and it has gone to her head.
Oh, yeah. Do you pay her?
No.
Oh,
I just pay her and, I mean, she gets an allowance if she does stuff, but then she says I'm not paid enough and doesn't do anything. Yeah.
kids today.
Tries to get the other ones to work, and they don't listen to her, so she starts beating them.
We're
It's
all
like, guys,
doomed. Yep.
I know. Yeah.
No wonder Social Security's drying up. All right, we're back at the Social Security podcast. Tuning into Fox News Sunday night. Anyway, so happy Father's Day to the fathers. For those, Trey and I are both have lost our dads. To those who have lost theirs, we feel for you today as well. So yeah, lots of love from our podcast to those people too. Okay, so the game. Haas, did you go?
Yes, I did.
And was it well attended?
It was well attended.
Okay.
I don't know if it was technically a sellout. I think it probably was, if I had to
I think it was
guess.
technically a sellout.
Weather turned out great. There was threats of storms throughout the day and no delays. It was great.
Okay. Well, so yeah, and we had kind of been talking about what the what the fan interest would be for a game like this. I mean, on its face, Vancouver has been at the top of the league all season, basically. And they're a great team. They have some folks out on international duty. We have some folks out on international duty. We also have some lingering injuries. And, the sentiment is kind of been like, who are they even going to play? We'll get into the lineups here in a minute. Was glad to see Zawadzki back.
For sure.
And I'm glad to hear that people were coming out for the game. Glad the weather held off. And I mean, if the weather there is anything like it, I mean, the weather here this weekend has just been perfect. Like nice, but not
here.
It's been a bit humid.
Humid
Okay.
and random storms popping up.
Okay. Well, I'll share a little more later when we get to the rundown. But I did see Mort and his family. They were on their way up to Kettle Moraine, Stacy's second 100-mile race. So they stopped by on the way up, and it's been nice. I think it was maybe a little warmer than she wanted to be running 100 miles.
Yeah.
But I think it definitely could have been worse. I mean, this time of year, it could be 10, 15 degrees hotter. So anyway. All right. Well, let's get into it. Trey, why don't you jump in?
Hey, what happened?
Facts that could save your life.
Saturday, June 14th, 2025, back in the friendly confines of lower.com, the crew faced off against the Goose Caps in front of a reported 20,721 rabid fans. The weather was a beautiful 77 degrees at kick, but a tad bit humid as they were anticipating storms rolling in. Thankfully, the rain held off and we were all treated to a beautiful evening for a game. Vancouver came into this game coming off their finals loss against Mexican side Cruz Azul, where they were beaten soundly 5-0. Although this loss was clouded in controversy as it was reported they suffered the same fate as the Crew did last year when they traveled to Pachuca. The Crew were desperate to get a home result as they've been on a winless streak with 4 ties and 2 losses in the last 6 games, with their last win coming back on the 3rd of May. And Columbus returned to form in this match and showed dominance in many offensive categories, including shots on target, big chances, accurate passes at 91%, shots inside the box, total passes, and 4 of 5 XG categories, including total XG at 1.22 to 0.75. Oz, hit us with those lineups.
Our XG was 1.22.
Yep.
Okay.
Crew started with Rossi up top, Gazdag and AZ behind him, Aliu, Nagby, Sadic, and Lapalainen across the middle, Herrera, Zawadzki, and Cheberko in the back, with Bush in goal.
All right, man, I was happy to see Bush in between the pipes. Second minute, Hawes.
Dude.
Goal for Aliu. Cheberko holds on the ball. Let me restart that. Goal for Aliu. Cheberko holds the ball up in the back and waits for Vancouver to step and... Oh my God, I can't talk right now.
Start over.
Here, hold on. Man, I was happy to see Bush in between the pipes.
Goal for Aliu. Cheberko holds the ball up in the back and waits for Vancouver to step and passes to AZ, who returns the ball to the back line to Zawadzki, who passes with his first touch to Sadic, who passes wide right to Herrera in space. He turns and he is off down the right side with the ball. As he gets into the attacking half, he plays a through ball down the right to Lapalainen, who sprints forward around Ocampo and into the box towards the end line as he spots Aliu making a run in towards the 6-yard box. He plays it into him, and with his first touch, Aliu chips it past Takaoka. 1-0 Crew. Aliu's second goal. And per Bobby Puerto Rico...
Bobby Puerto Rico.
Is the second fastest in history at 1 minute and 8 seconds, behind Jonathan Mensah in 22 with a 55-second goal.
Yeah, that was I was glad to see us scoring first. We'll talk about that more later.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Perfect.
All right. Well, 4 minutes later, pause. What happened?
Goal for Rios. Chaberco has an errant pass towards Farsi that is intercepted by Blackman at midfield. The ball drops to Kubas, who passes it to Vite in the center circle. He turns and plays a great through ball to the right side as he's taken out by Sadic. Laborda is in behind, past Aliou and Nagby. Cuts a pass across the 18-yard box where Rios has found space. He takes a shot with his right on his first touch, deflects off of Ngando in the box, and gets by a diving Bush, who gets a touch on it. But
That's what I couldn't tell from the angle they kept showing. It looked like the ball hit Bush, but I couldn't tell. Like,
Yeah.
did he get a hand on it, or was it
He
deflected
dove too
before it
far.
got-
Like looked like he kind of dove and then was like looking back at it and maybe got a hand on it or something. I couldn't
hand
really
or like
tell.
his hip or
Yeah.
it was weird
Okay.
because he was diving the other direction.
I couldn't tell if it like caught a deflection coming through when that threw him off, or if, yeah. But either way, 1-1. So we moved to the 23rd minute. Pause.
Goal for Rossi. After an alley foul, Laborda starts the free kick with a pass back to Utvik, the man in the helmet. He turns and passes to his keeper, who plays a ball wide to Blackman, who has a poor first touch and gives the ball away to Gazdag right outside the box. He passes just into the box where Rossi has a little bit of space, takes one touch with his left, shoots with his right into the back of the net. 2-1 Crew. Rossi's got the team-leading 9th goal, and it is Gazdag's first goal contribution. Speaking's hard.
All right, 32nd minute. The yellow card is shown to Vancouver's Tristan Blackman for reaching ever so gently onto the waistband to Herrera and pulling him back, preventing the counterattack. So we go into halftime with the Crew up 2-1. And coming out of half, we see the Crew make one sub as Farsi comes on for the good boy Lassie. And in the 58th minute, they call him. All right, 58th minute. Columbus scored. Oh, wait. It's rolled offside after the VAR from center official.
And that was an AZ goal.
That
Yeah, it was good.
No, that was the Farsi goal, I thought.
Farsi played it to AZ in the box,
Okay.
I believe.
No. That was the second goal. This ball was played through the middle, and Farsi was offside, right through the middle of the D.
Okay. Yep.
And then 58th
Hard
minute.
to keep these offside
I
goals
know.
straight.
So 64th minute, Vancouver with the double sub as Johnson comes in for M. Laborda and Salmani in for Ngando.
I wonder what he's going to get on his SATs in 5 years. Johnson looked like he could have been in 4th grade.
Yes, I agree with that. I'm not sure that he wasn't in 4th grade.
I was wondering. I was like, Johnson's son, John's grandson. This is a child. Get the child off the field.
All right, 71st minute, Vancouver with the sub as Badwall comes in for Priso. And 4 minutes later, 75th minute, Columbus scores. Oh, no, it's offside again.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the AZ one that was played across to him.
Good looking.
this
Good
one-
looking. That was a nice, selfless move from Farsi.
And that one, I don't understand why they didn't talk about it
And I was-
longer, look at it more.
Just going to say, this one without a VAR and on replay looked much closer than the one in the 58th minute.
Very close.
So, 85th minute, Gastog earns a yellow for touching another man on the shoulder and making him collapse. 86th minute, with the double sub as Taha comes in for AZ and Russell Rowe in for Sadic. And 90th minute, Tristan Brown, fresh off his new contract, comes into the game for Aliou.
Chambo came on in the 85th as well.
I think it was triple sub, right?
Triple sub.
Triple
yeah.
sub. Shambo also came on. So with this win, Columbus will have 11 days off until their next match against Atlanta on June 5th. Pardon me. Columbus will have 11 days off until their next match against Atlanta on June 25th at Lower.com Field. Haas, how about them tables?
Just tables! 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 I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
Tables. Eastern Conference has Philadelphia Union in first place with 37 points, FC Cincinnati in second with 33, Nashville in third with 32, Columbus Crew with 31 in fourth, Orlando City with 30 in fifth, Inter Miami with 29 in sixth, NYCFC with 28 in seventh, Red Bull with 27 in eighth, Charlotte with 25 in ninth place.
Are all same games played?
I believe
Miami caught up.
Not quite. There's some differences
Oh, wow.
as you get lower in the table. Actually, there's some. I mean, New England's only played 16 games. Chicago's played 17.
Miami's only played
Miami
16.
is down at 16.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then what about the Cirque stat?
This is Steve Cirque, and this is a Cirque stat.
All right. Evan Bush tonight at 39 years, 100 days old, broke the old hashtag Crew 96 record of 39 years, 18 days by Robert Warzija on 9/7 of 02. Warzija still owns the club record for oldest start by a field player. Earlier this year, Bush started a game at 39 years, 16 days, falling short of Warzija's mark by 2 days, but took the crown tonight. And then he goes on to say, I should add that Bush also sets the hashtag Crew 96 mark for oldest to appear regardless of starting in a league match and all competitions. Those records were obviously held by Warzija at 39 years, 25 days for league, 39 years, 65 days for all competitions.
Okay.
That's an old Bush.
Yeah. He's 2 full weeks older than I am. I am the youngest one here, though, at 39 years.
Can you imagine starting in a
86
professional
days old
sports match?
I can't imagine even like subbing in for an amateur sports match. I can jog about 5 miles an hour. Does that count? We'll be right, Trap.
Tip of the hat, club. This is Stacy, president and supreme leader of the Upper 90 Run Club, and I have a few important announcements for you. This campaign season, I feel for all the candidates vying for office, and I wish them all the best on election day. I don't like to run for office. I just like to run. Yay! And if you do too, I want you to join the club. It's easy to join, and it's a great way to engage with the crew community while being active. Download the Strava app and search for Upper 90 in groups.
So easy.
Also, grab some swag. My subjects have informed me that the Run Club now has official race kits available for purchase.
That's right.
Go to supportersupply.com and you can find the race kit by searching Upper 90. They look good and they feel great too.
It's a smash hit.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit the bricks, but I can't wait to see everyone in the club soon. My name is Stacy and I approve this message.
Okay, we're back. Let's see. So there's a lot going on Saturday. We said it's 614 day. Were there 614 festivities, Haas, at the game? I mean, I know there were fireworks.
I don't know about at the game, but there were festivities around downtown. Did
they do Pride stuff
downtown
on Saturday?
Pride was this weekend as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then there was, we saw there were many No Kings events going on around the country. Was there any of that going on in Columbus?
I believe, I don't know what day it was.
That was the day.
I think it was
614.
Saturday.
Was that Saturday?
It was.
Yeah, I think it was.
I couldn't remember if it was Friday or
was.
Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe so, down at the State House.
And then there was a big the presidential parade with the tanks going on. I think that must have been in DC.
I don't know anything about that.
Well,
Yep.
Donald Trump, our nation's president, threw himself a birthday party, and he used the Bastille Day as a template to bring in a bunch of armaments and celebrate the different divisions of the military. And I did hear not. I think you weren't allowed to protest it, or you get arrested or something. I don't know. You could like on site. You weren't allowed to protest it on site. But as we said, there were a bunch of. This was what the No Kings events were going on, was like in a protest to this other thing. There were 30,000 people at Rate Field here in Chicago for a pre-recorded 8-minute video from Da Pope. There was a mass at White Sox Stadium on Saturday as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then we did mention Stacy ran her 100-miler on the 14th. So, lots of stuff going on. Let's talk about our thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
First bullet. Well, I mentioned earlier, we saw Zawadzki's back. He's back.
He's back.
Welcome back.
Feel it.
Welcome back. Well, so I think this is part of a broader thing. How long has he been out? Since Charlotte?
Since Charlotte.
Did he leave the Charlotte game, or he just picked up an injury during the Charlotte game? I feel like he played that whole game.
I think he played the whole game.
Or most of it.
He played the whole game, but there was a really bad yellow card, I believe, late in the game where he got rolled up on.
Yeah. This was the one we lost 4-something.
Correct.
And this was the most recent one when we played away. That was May 24th.
Okay. All right. So that was still 3 weeks since our last win, like 3 weeks after our last win. But something that we said, and I also heard in the broadcast, is giving up the first goal, and how that had, and how our defense being strong enough to give our offense enough time to score plays into the broader strategy of how we play. And as long as we're giving up the first goal, teams are able to sit back, play more defensive, make us scoring and equalizing even more difficult. And having gaps in the back with Camacho, I mean, Camacho hasn't played this season, but like having depth on the defense with Camacho being out all season and Zawadzki being out for a few weeks. Morera was out for a couple weeks, wasn't he? Didn't he injure?
I think early on.
Like within the last couple months, and then he was on the bench at the beginning of this one. But we've seen a lot of rotation in the back. And so having Zawadzki back and having him in the center, I thought our defense looked pretty good. We didn't give up that first goal. We did give up a goal shortly after we scored, but like I think scoring fast and just coming out with that strength and finishing ability was different.
I agree with you on the scoring fast part of it. I think that had a lot to do with it. But putting that aside, Zawadzki seems to be the linchpin. He seems to be the one thing that we need to have constant in the back. Mm-hmm. We can rotate Morera, we can rotate Crapico, we can rotate Amundsen, we can rotate all these other players. But Zawadzki seems to be the one that when he is in there, we play coordinated. We actually look functional as a defense. So, I mean, having him back this week was just crucial.
And I think early on in the game, he was playing the Morera role. I think Crapico was in the center, but I think they were also flip-flopping a little bit. Man, I completely agree with you. He had 80 out of 87 accurate passes, which was the most completed by any player in the game. Yeah, I don't know all the things he does to do it, but they just seem to click better with him back there.
And I'm wondering if it has something more to do with his ability to be able to step up behind Nagbe and behind in this.
He's played that role. He's played that position, right?
Right.
He's got all these. He's I mean, we know that he's the Renaissance man, given all of the different positions, including goalkeeper, that he has played, right? Like they've put him everywhere as needed. He stepped in when Morris left, but and we talked about this a month ago or whatever, but like he was playing defense before that. And I think that experience on other parts of the field just make him more aware and a more versatile player when he's in the back.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. He allows to kind of, he's almost playing more as like a deep six.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's playing that defensive center mid role, but he's playing it between the two left and right backs.
Yeah.
And it just seems to work a little bit better with him back there. It seems more fluid. And this felt like a rotated lineup. And I know we went through it, but I mean, you really only had two players in here that in Sadik and Lapalainen that were the odd men out that usually don't start.
Yeah. Aliu was kind of in a different position too. But.
Yeah, but we've seen Herrera start. And I actually liked what he brought to the game.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I'll take him over Amundsen at this point.
He started on the right back,
left.
Herrera. Okay.
Yeah. He was behind Aliu.
Okay. And then Aliu, right? He was kind of on that wing position in place of Arfston, and I mean, obviously he looked good. You watch his run in that first minute and a half where he scored. He was doing all the right things, and it was nice to have. I mean, he did a great job in that position. I think he made a bigger impact there than he was up top.
Completely
it allows him to utilize his speed.
Yeah.
You know, and play a little bit more open. And even late in the game, they were feeding him on the outside, and he was maintaining possession and continuing and cycling the ball back, and we were able to keep possession. Plays it back to Nagby plays it through the center of Shambos, and then we kept playing it through the other side over to Farsi to Rossi. So it was good to see he's starting to click in to the Nancy system.
Do you know if it was cramps that he came off for? I mean, he was holding his leg.
That's what it looked like. I didn't see anything.
He played the full game.
Yeah.
Subbed off last minute. So, Lapalainen, obviously with that assist, he looked great on the right side. He got around their defense, took that ball to the end line, and spotted Aliu making that run in. He played really well. Sadik, I also thought, had a really good game in the center. He kind of fulfilled that Chambeau role that obviously we were missing because he was on the bench. So yeah, the rotation of players, it was nice to see everybody clicking on the field.
Let's also talk about if you looked at the lineup, they put Rossi up top. Is that really the position he played? Was he our 9 for the first 60 minutes or so?
I feel like it's always a rotation up top.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times in this game, I think it was Gazdag and Rossi rotating as opposed to Jackson being up top. But I still think it's a 3-man rotation up there.
Okay. We had the looks. I mean, all those offside goals, they were some closer than others. They're doing the right things and they're finishing. I mean, they did in this game what they haven't been doing. I mean, when they scored in a minute, it was like, yeah, that was a goal. Like that didn't feel what we've been watching. And again, we've been giving up that first goal. And so every shot that we have is from like 20 yards out because everybody's just packed in. Yeah. In the back. And so we can't break into the 6-yard or even the 18-yard box with any kind of possession. At one point I heard the commentator, I didn't switch to Doran until a little later because I just forgot, but it might have even been Doran. He said something like, And here go the crew 7-on-4. It's like, it's just an odd thing to shout, like it's basically just like, there's not really that much isolation, but we had numbers up and we had them outnumbered on their side, which we've been less able to do when these teams are sitting back on us because they have a goal in hand. It's so important for us to secure that first goal or not give up that first goal because it puts us in this really tough position to dig out.
It was deflating to give one up in the 6th.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, it was such a high. Like,
we're
up early.
Yeah.
And that was tough.
Well, I last year, or maybe even in 23, I'm trying to piece together this timeline because we, just since Nazi came to the team, but like it must have been end of 23 when we won out. We were giving up early goals, but I think fewer teams had our number, right? Like we could give up the first goal, but we could still counter it and we could still score. I mean, how many times have we, that the game against Cincy, we were down 2 goals. The game against Orlando in the playoffs, I think we were down 2 goals maybe and came back and won.
Teams just didn't have a game plan for us. It felt like at that time. Now they kind of come in and they change what they've been doing, all the film of them. Yeah. And they do something completely different just to specifically attack Nancy in the system.
Yeah. So it's made it increasingly difficult to get points in the table when we give up the first goal. So this was a nice change of pace, and against a team that, I mean, they had some people out for international play.
So they had 7 players out, and it looks like 4 to 5 of those were going to be starters. But
I think 5 missing specifically for the Gold Cup.
Right. I mean, and
a few injuries.
3 Canadians and Sebastian Berhalter and Brian White for the United States.
Yep.
But you still had, so this is one of those trap games that you have to win. We had the advantage. We have the players up. We're not missing as many people were at home. And one of the reasons I mentioned the offside calls during the breakdown was this game really felt like it was going to be 5-1. Like it had that feeling. Crew were on the front foot. Scoring early was huge. Keeping the pressure on. Getting second before halftime. It really did feel like this game should have ended up 4-1, 5-1, somewhere in that range. So it was a good return to form for the Crew.
Good on them.
Yep.
Okay, let's read the internet. Mutton Chops 215 says, this is the first post of the post-game thread. Everyone else who posted before this was offsides. FYI.
Oh, that fucking cat.
Timing of the call is appropriate given the match. We had a lot of offside goals.
How many were there in the game? Was it 7 or 8?
Calls?
Specifically for the Crew? Yeah.
I don't know. I know there were like 3 goals scored.
7 for the Crew. And 3 of them goals. That it felt excessive. But at least, I mean, I like what they're doing. It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it was an us thing. I don't think we were like getting trap set by Vancouver. Vancouver just held their line, and we were poised to break it. Right?
Yes.
I think it was an us thing.
A high line, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. But can the MLS please mandate better camera systems on the sidelines to get proper angles? Is it that hard? Like,
it's really frustrating.
I feel like I'm going insane that like this league is claiming to be let's just call it a top 10 league in the world, probably closer to top 7. and we can't get an angle on whether or not somebody is offside?
And Apple is involved.
Right.
Like how?
It is infuriating. And we were probably offside. I'm not going to argue that fact. But it would be nice to actually see a camera angle that is down the line.
You know what they should do is they should put air tags on all the players. And then they could use the geo position just to know.
It wouldn't be hard.
Because they're already tracking everything we do off the field.
They already wear the vests.
Air tags on their tippy toes?
Yeah, just put it on their fingertips.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's more dynamic than just the body position. But they will figure, Tim Apple will figure this out.
That's how the sensor, they have sensors in the ball, like in at UEFA and World Cup level. And that's how they do the goal line technology stuff. So the fact that, and like the NFL has this figured out, there's sensors in the footballs. How can they not figure it out, Mr. Apple? Put a camera on the sidelines. Not that hard.
They could put a camera on the sideline. That's something they could do. Seems like
I saw they kept going to the
beauty cam.
The beauty cam.
Yeah, the beauty cam view.
This is something
while
we could
he
use.
was watching the VAR.
Have you guys heard of this AI thing? You think they could use AI for this? We're hearing a lot about AI. Okay. I think we've covered the offside thing. They looked good. Well, we'll get them next time. Let's see. Supporter Supply made some T-shirts that said "neat" in response to Boozegate, discussed last week with Morgan Hughes of Supporter Supply. And
I heard
yeah,
it's not in response to Boozegate. It has nothing to do with Boozegate.
So then why did Ben's got fake news here?
Yesterday was National Bourbon Day.
Oh.
So they were referring to
it was
the
Bourbon
way you
Day
drink your
too.
bourbon.
You didn't mention that when I was rattling off all the. You made me talk about Bastille Day, and you didn't even tell me it was Bourbon Day.
They were referencing Bourbon Day and how you drink your bourbon with no ice.
Well, I'm a day late and a few cubes too many here. I'll drink to that.
So did they have shirts that said like "on the rocks" or
no? Because they're talking about
Coke?
drinking it with no ice.
Yeah, we know what neat means.
Anti-Ice, the organization.
Oh, got it.
You're dumb.
More Trump stuff. Got
Okay.
it. Wow, let's
talk about
that's a deep cut. They should have put some deep V's on that for how deep
Mr.
that cut
Hughes
was.
going deep.
Yeah. Although you got to do the crew neck, of course. Okay. Is that all we got? Is that all we got on the internet?
It was good that during the Pride Parade, Nordec showed up. Also, you had the Blue Jackets, and I think every professional sports team except for the crew was represented. We'll just say that. So we probably missed a golden opportunity to show our support,
Or green opportunity, some shade of yellow opportunity. Hey, all right, I got one for you. This one's not on Ben's brain dump here, but you said it earlier. Goose caps.
Was that?
I saw something about goose
Montreal
caps.
put out some.
Was it no Vancouver? You mean?
Yes, Vancouver put out some image.
Could have been.
Yeah,
Could've
I
been
saw
Montreal.
it on the internet. That's why I'm bringing it up. But I didn't
And then
get
the
it
crew redid it again
after they won
after the match.
Yeah,
Yes.
with like the goose bumps. But what was what is goose cap?
That's what that. No, it was like a pretend goosebump thing.
Oh.
Yes, the crew put something out, and it had a Canadian goose with a cap on, so it was goose caps.
It's a Canadian goose.
Canadian goose.
But I thought Vancouver did it first, like as like a preview to the match.
I thought they did. Yeah, I'm with you, Haas. I saw something.
And
didn't see
then
that
the
first.
crew edited it
They took the goose cap
after the game.
Yeah, they took the goose cap and put it on like a Goosebumps cover.
Well, it was already kind of a Goosebumps cover. That was the whole thing.
Let me ask you
this. It had like a different author name and everything.
Why are we celebrating Halloween all year? Like, I know that we've got the jerseys, but like when they put these jerseys out, I think I said it on the show. I showed it to a friend of mine. I was at a work thing. He lives in Portland. And I said, hey, did you see these crew kits that came out? And he said, I don't get it. Like, is this a Halloween thing? But like, it's just, why are we doing the scary thing? Like, they're so leaned in on the, better get ready to get scared. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of campy.
I mean, hot take, maybe not hot take. I hate those jerseys.
I'm not going to buy one. I want a black jersey, and I
grow on me.
Yeah,
I thought it would grow on me, and I hate it just because of the wrong colors.
Yeah,
it drives me crazy.
I do not hate it, but I am probably not going to purchase it. But I don't hate it. I just wish they would lean into it a little bit less. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they have to lean into it. They've like gone all in on it.
When is this third kit gonna make its
They painted themselves into a corner.
D-Bags concert.
Oh right, yeah, we talked about that too. Can't remember that guy's name, but I bring this up because I wore my the last jersey I bought. Because I had to pinch my pennies to be able to afford an official jersey. Was the 23? I think it was 23. The one it's only got 2 stars on it, but it's not the Charlie Brown, right? Charlie Brown was 24. Is that right? Mm-hmm. So 23 must have been Gravity Kit.
Oh, Gravity.
So this would have been
black.
22.
Yeah.
The yellow with 2 stars.
Did it have Nationwide Children's Hospital or just Nationwide?
Nationwide, yellow.
So there was only 1 year where they had the Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Okay. Well, this was Nationwide. It's
With the
yellow.
butterflies.
I think it was 22. 22. Anyway, I was wearing this jersey and I'm like, man, this thing's only got 2 stars on it. It's bright yellow. I went to this like butterfly sanctuary and all the butterflies, they were all landing on me. I couldn't leave. This is bright yellow, which is fine. I'm all for wearing the bright yellow. Love it. Love it. But I was thinking like, man, I'd love to buy a black kit. And so then I was like, maybe I'll see if Retro Screamers has any new old stock of the Gravity Kit, because I will not buy. Yeah. Someone has pulled it up.
I pulled it up for
Trey
you.
pulled it up. This is the one I was wearing at
Yes, that's a wonderful kit.
It was great. It fits great.
Yes.
It's great cut. Yep. Fits great.
Yep.
So anyway, the Gravity Kit, I think I'm going to try and find one of those because I don't want to, the Goosebumps thing is like, it's too weird.
The Gravity Kit or the Velocity Kit?
Whatever.
Velocity's the black one.
That's
Gravity's the gray one.
The gray one. Okay.
What's gray white one?
The gray white one. That's what it's.
No. Maybe I'm the one that was like black that came out in 23.
Yeah.
Whatever that one's called. Whatever that. Maybe I'm calling it the wrong thing.
I think that's the Velocity Kit. Yeah.
It's got all the angles from the stadium on it.
Oh, the roof lines.
Yeah. Haas has it. Yeah, that's the one. He's holding it up.
Yeah, that's a good
now.
jersey.
Still only 2 stars, but the one from last year has 3, right?
I actually like the white Velocity Kit one. My son has it and he wears it all the time and it's grown on me. I like it. But the Goosebumps, I just don't understand why they did the wrong green or the wrong yellow.
I'm still hung up on the like Halloween all year.
Yeah,
like
obsessed with the glow in the dark.
Yeah, that's
why it's that wrong
nothing
color
about the
because
crew,
it's glow in the
right?
dark.
And there's nothing about the crew that is like Halloween. I don't get it.
We're scary to play against.
Okay, all right. I don't think we have anything else for this block, so we'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys, that's boys with a Z, at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Hey everyone, Kyle is back here. Thanks for having me as always. Back from my sabbatical of not wanting to talk about the crew and the Cappies losing very badly at the same weekend, which also happened to be my birthday, so I appreciate everyone's patience. I come with better news. The Cappies did manage to get 2 out of the 3 available points in their last game. They played New York City FC 2 on Thursday of last week, and they tied that game 1-1, but as it goes with MLS Next Pro, a tie game goes to a penalty shootout, and that shootout decides who takes that extra point, and we won that extra point. We scored our goal very late in the 80th minute. The game was hosted at home, and was Christian Ortiz who scored. His forward who came from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, he's on the loan. He's actually been called up for his national team, so pretty good game by him. But unfortunately, we let them score and tie in the 85th minute. The game ended 1-1 again, and we managed to win that extra point on the PKs. Hoping this, again, I think I'm sounding like a broken record, but it sounds like it was. It was a solid performance by the team. We had our defense play well, and although we didn't control possession and they didn't have more shots, it was an even game. We're currently sitting in the bottom of the table for the East, which is not great, with 10 points in 11 games, which is not great at all. But we are between, 2 to 4 games behind, or games left to play, for the teams that are currently in the zone to go to playoffs. So there's still a lot of opportunities for us to catch up. Of course, we can't be letting any more of those points slip. We need to be more determined and get those wins. And I believe that we can. Sadly, I think it was one of the least attended games in Crew 2 history, because the first team decided, or the front office, decided to put an event for the first team at the very same time. So yeah, let's not do that again. But they have been doing more marketing for upcoming games, so maybe they learned their lesson, hopefully so. And yeah, if you can go to a Crew 2 game, go in. The guys need your help and see the future of the crew. Thank you.
All right, we're back. Thanks, Bird.
Thanks, Bird.
Anyone else?
I didn't mention my Canadian geese story today, did I?
We've talked about Canadian geese already,
but not a special story.
It's birds. I do have a special story. So there was like 20 of them crossing the road. Like 15 of them got across the road. 5 on the other side. So I decided to try to drive through them. Of course, like what do they do? They turn around and they start coming towards the van. So my wife rolls down her window and starts honking at the geese
with her mouth.
With her mouth, like honk, honk, honk.
Okay.
Which wouldn't have been so bad, except for on the other side of the fence that was about 15 feet from the car was people in the condos, sitting in their garages watching my wife honk at the geese out of the car. And when she noticed,
you got to stop saying honk. I mean, I know.
Well, I know. What do geese do?
She was honking.
Well, with her face. She was honking with her face.
Give me that sound again.
So I locked the window and drove real slow.
Okay.
Until and then we pulled off. But yeah, it
sounds like the most Grove City thing I've ever.
It's very Grove City.
So, but it's also geese everywhere. There's geese everywhere in Grove City.
It's also what you do when you have kids. Like you roll down the windows and you honk at the animals, like
with your
It also
face.
Your
kind of
mouth.
sounds like that scene in Dirty Work where they're gonna drive by and moon the movie theater line, and he ends up parking. And stuff. Like, he was supposed to keep driving. He's like pulling his pants up.
We yesterday I told you we went down to it's like the Chicago equivalent of the conservatory, Chicago Botanic Gardens, and it's like getting everyone just to put some shoes on. It took forever. We packed like 10 days worth of snacks just to like eat like on the 15-minute drive down to the place. And we like finally got out and we like get to the first light, and the light, we get the left turn sign. We start going, 2 cars go through, then it turns red. And I'm like, what just happened? And then a freight train is coming across the road. It's hard to describe this situation, but let me just tell you, we got stopped. And there's a freight train. And I think we're going to be sitting there forever. We're sitting there. And then all of a sudden, the left turn signal turns back on. And so I get all excited and I go, oh, and I hit the gas. And at that moment, Lauren was not expecting me to drive because the freight train was still driving by. She was drinking scalding hot coffee at this moment, and it like splashed into her face. Okay. And so like between getting the kids out the house and then, potentially mortally injuring my wife as I was turning left, I just held the horn. Now, I mean the horn like on the car. I was just so mad. I was just driving down the highway holding the horn in complete fury. And then there was a guy next to me he's not a police officer, but his vehicle's marked community service. And he like slowed down like he was going to perform a citizen's arrest on me for holding the horn for 25 seconds.
Is he just shaking his head?
Yeah. Well,
like that guy in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And oh man, it was hard. It was hard to get back in the game after that. It's like being a dad is hard. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Okay. I think it's time to do the rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. Okay. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
All right, Run Club. I have many things to tell you. You all are so inspiring. We have 106 Run Club members. This is a great thing that I do.
Me and only me.
And me. Talking about me.
It's great until we get down to my name, and then I lose interest. And
we're
move
just
on.
going to name the top 10 and then where the club ends up.
I like that. Okay, so let's see. Friday, Mort was coming up from Ohio, from Columbus, and he apparently they had to like drop off a dog in Sandusky or something. It sounds like they were doing lots of traveling. But I told him
from that area.
I told him a month ago. I was like, leave early and don't drive through the city. And if you do, go in the express lanes. There's all this traffic. Like I told him a month ago, because the traffic here has been so bad. It's like it's not accessible. The city is not accessible to me. I live like an hour north between Milwaukee and Chicago. So he left. He's coming up. He's like, we're going to be there at 3. They had to go get the race kit in Kettle Moraine by 7 p.m., which is an hour and 24 minutes from me. So they had to leave by 5:30 p.m. He's like, we're going to be there at 3. I had the responsibility of providing the last supper before the meal. Right, so I had 2 pounds of pasta before the race for Stacy's race.
You said before the meal. The last supper before the meal.
Last supper before the meal.
It's getting late, guys. It's getting late before the race. Okay, so I got the pot boiling. I had like so much pizza. I still have I have a week's worth of pizza still in my fridge. I ordered all this pizza, pasta ready. He's like, we'll be there at 3. I'm like, okay. And then at like just after he says that, he goes, up, we're stuck. I'm like, what do you mean? He sends me his location so I can see him on a map. He's just like not moving. He's at the epicenter, like where all the highways converge in Chicago. And
exactly where you told him.
Exactly.
No,
go. Well, and I tried to coach him up. I'm like, look, if there's a big line of people in the left lanes, drive past them and cut them off to get onto the express lanes. They won't remember, and you'll save a half an hour of your life. And so I think he did at some point. They managed to get back on. It was like not moving. It cost them an hour. They ended up showing up at 4.
He should have let Stacy drive.
Yeah, and then there's that whole dynamic of like, I felt bad for him. They've been driving all day, and then it's like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, no, no, I want to die. Like, I hate this.
Can I
place.
use your toilet?
Yeah, and we got toilets galore. So anyway, it was
Toilet World.
It was great. They showed up. The kids, the kids played. We ate, socialized, whatever. They hit the road. They made it up. They got the race kit, 15 minutes to spare. And then she did her race, and I know she finished. So all that to say, President Stacy was at 100 miles this week. So congrats on finishing the second of 5 of the Midwest Slam Ultra race relay this year. I think they're going up to Michigan, like UP, to do some R&R. So that's where Mort is this week. I think they're still driving.
Yep, still northbound.
Yeah. So anyway, the club this week, some of Stacy's miles double counted, so I had to recalculate. We were at 1,390 miles. That's the most miles we've had in a week.
Good job.
And it brought us from Verkhny, Russia, to Shintosukawa, Japan, everyone. Our run club we've run to a northern province of Japan here. We're going to make our way down. I'm angling to get us down to Australia. We'll see if we can get down there.
Love kangaroos.
It's going to take, that's still pretty far. I don't know if you looked at a map recently. We got a ways to go, but great job this week. 1,390 miles. Let me pull up the top milers for the week. Refresh this here. Hold on a second. All right, I said Stacy at the top with 100 miles. Number 2, my next door neighbor, Tom. He knew better than to tell me he was at the top this week. He was at 54.7. I think he heard us partying with the Crosbys on Friday. He knew he was in for it. Summer at 53. Troy at 52. Hawes'
What's up, Troy?
What is your brother-in-law? Your cousin-in-law?
Daly's cousin.
Oh, okay.
So sure,
cousin-in-law. Yeah, all right, I got it. 49.5. Kevin T, 49. Chris Holmes at 49. Jane Ludwig, 41. Nelly at 39.5. John A at 36.7. Let's see. I want to give another shout out to Caleb S. Caleb S put up his first marathon this week. He just went out and did it.
Good job.
He said that his inspiration was his wife telling him that he couldn't do it. So
gotta prove him wrong.
That's what marriage is for. Let's see. top of the club. So I'm gonna keep scrolling. Top of the club, number 33, me. 18.1 miles. I'm on a program. I started running a program, and the miles are a little lower than I was doing otherwise. But I'm enjoying that. It's the Runna app. If you've seen that, if you've seen ads for that.
Not familiar.
All right. I'm giving it a shot. It kind of like you can put in your race and put in how, when you can run and that kind of thing. And it just builds a program for you. So I'm just being a program abiding citizen. And that had me at 18 miles last week. Close second was Ben at 14.2. So anyway, keep running, guys. This is great. We had a great week. We're talking to Stacy. I don't think she's going to do the Columbus one in October. We were talking about the Flying Pig in Cincinnati next May. So I'm in. We've got Lauren's family there. So Lauren and I were talking about trying to do the full marathon next May. Anyway, all right.
Just ditch the kids.
Right. Yeah, just like go down to the farm and then go run the deal.
People can come hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we need to review our predictions and then I think we had some correct predictions online. We don't have a game this weekend. Our next game will come after our next episode next Wednesday, the
28th.
No.
25th.
25th. Sorry.
25th. Yep. And then we have another game on that Sunday, right?
Correct. The 29th against Philly.
Okay. Both games at home. The one on the 25th is against
Atlanta United.
I put it away. Yep. Atlanta. Thank you. Okay. But we'll do that later. Let's go through our predictions, the results from last week. 2-1 bot again came up with
son of a
bot.
Son of a bot.
So go ahead, Haas.
I don't hear any more about tables.
All right. And this week, the only points earned were for correct goal numbers by the crew. Outside of 2-1 bot. So we've got our table with me in first place with 16 points. Mort in second with 13 points. Mars in fourth with 7 points. And Ben in fifth with... Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm in last. I gotta be.
You're in last with 7 points.
Because I predicted a loss.
And Trey is tied with Mort with 13 points.
Woo!
Okay. Well, 2-1 bot. I don't think we have a statement from 2-1 bot on this, but hopefully 2-1 bot's feeling a little less depressed about.
Should be cocky at this point.
Right. Yeah. And then we had some listeners with correct predictions too, right?
Many listeners participating. Thank you for your participation. We love it.
But maybe don't hang out with 2-1 bot so much.
I think I didn't see anyone get their second correct. So all of these people got their first correct. There were a few people from the Cincy game that got a correct score, but everyone essentially is still in the race for the glasses. This week we had Connor Knows Soccer, Mike Cornell, E. Newey, Courtney Sullivan, Swigs 60, Chris, and The Rich James, all on Blue Sky, get it correct. Scott James on X, WBF on X, and Donald G. Schreiber on Facebook.
Don, happy Father's Day, Don.
Love it.
Love Don. Okay, great. And so you mentioned the glasses. We've got are these the Rocks glasses or they're beer.
I think we're doing more pint glasses.
Pint
this time around.
glasses.
Pint glasses.
They're branded in a way that will make you love your favorite team without any infringement on copyrights or other trademarks.
Darby was showing them off on Blue Sky just this week. He got his in the mail.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, and then so we said we're playing Atlanta, but that's next week. We'll talk about that more next week. We've got Philly after that. You said they were top of the East. Gazdag's got another crack at his old club. We'll see how he does this time. Hey, he's got an assist.
He does.
So we're going to see an avalanche of production from him, I'm sure. Okay, so a couple other non-crew things I want to talk about. Number one, with a bullet, is Hawes's big trip to Cedar Point. It's been so long since I've been to Cedar Point.
So many years.
Yep. So back when I used to go to Cedar Point, we used to wait 4 hours to ride the Top Thrill dragster. The Millennium Force was still in full force and effect. The last time I went to Cedar Point was the first or second year of the what was that new one called? That it was
the Gemini.
No, Gemini.
Gatekeeper.
I mentioned I'm 39 years and 86 days old. Okay. No, it was. It's not Magnum. It was red. It had some magnets like mid-flight.
Oh, it's Maverick.
Mid-flight.
Maverick.
Yeah, Maverick.
Yeah, it was closed all day. Unfortunately,
that was a good one.
one.
That was a good one. Millennium is awesome. Did they shut down the dragster?
They still have
no, it's now TT2. And biggest complaint about TT2, they no longer play the song.
What's the song?
Baby, I'm ready to go on the rooftop shouting.
Is it still 12 seconds long?
No, so now it shoots you up partway. You come back and you get a boost and you go up a different set of tracks that go backwards up. Then they boost you a third time and you go up and over.
Wow.
Waited like 15 minutes for it. It was great.
What?
Fast Pass Plus, baby.
I
Fast
waited.
Pass Plus.
Okay, all right. So now you're a wealthy man. And you are...
I wouldn't say wealthy.
Well, not anymore.
I don't have children, so I can spend on lots of things.
He went from dink to
aren't
sink.
children.
He is not a wealthy man. Okay?
He spent his life savings on the TT Fast Pass. Yeah. Tell us about the other benefits and accoutrement of the of your trip. You mentioned during one of the breaks about a portable locker. This is like an R2D2 type automated robot, AI infused.
Certain rides, you're not allowed to have your cell phone. You can't have anything, literally nothing on you. And you have to go through a metal detector.
Naked.
No clothes.
You have to go through a metal detector to get on the ride.
Back, butt.
The free lockers for those rides where you can't have anything only fit like cell phone, wallet, very small things. So it was $12 for a locker that you can then take a code and reuse that locker elsewhere in the park.
Okay. What was your code?
I wasn't involved with the code.
Did you get to make the code or did they give you the code?
We made the password and then there was like a transfer code is my understanding.
What was the password?
What was your safe word?
Steel Vengeance.
Steel Vengeance.
Okay,
that's
previously.
It. Knew it.
Yeah.
Previously,
I knew you guys were into that kind of stuff.
We were talking. That came up. How all the rides, Magnum XL,
TT2,
yeah, Top Thrill 2. So many of the rides could be mistaken. Okay, and this came up. I'm digging deep right now. This came up because my sister posted something about going to CP, and one of her children's friends commented, "You shouldn't be using that abbreviation online and in public on any sort of social media." because of child porn.
Ooh.
And so this just turned into a whole joke for the entire trip up the Cedar
Going up
Point.
to
And then
CP.
all the ride names
Yeah.
started clicking.
Flag this episode right now.
But Steel Vengeance is the best roller coaster on the planet Earth.
Okay, so wait, you said this was, pardon my old man ignorance. This is a coaster from the remnants of Mean Streak?
They built it using the wooden guts of Mean Streak.
Okay.
So
but it's a steel coaster.
Okay.
And the angles and the way it just like tosses you around.
Sounds like some good.
It is insane. It's insane. It's so
Good
much
times,
fun.
Yeah.
Disorienting.
Just
it's
rearranges
madness.
your
It's also
guts,
like,
doesn't it?
I think it's like almost 2.5 minutes long.
Wow.
It's
That's
great.
long for you.
Way longer than me.
It was so much fun. And I can never go to Cedar Point again without Fast Pass Plus.
Now you're
They've
right.
got
But
you
it's been
hooked.
since 2018
They've
since
you
the last
hooked.
time I had gone.
It's like-
So
Yeah.
Spend that money.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I think I'm gonna not say what I was gonna say and just tell you that I'm jealous. Our kids, I think 3 of them are just over 4 feet tall, and so I've just started looking at there's like a Six Flags up here, and
Don't do it. Just make the drive to Cedar Point.
I mean, obviously,
Take them
yeah.
to the real thing.
Yeah. But
Don't.
Yeah, but the Six Flags is like
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
15 minutes from my house.
well, and even more down your alley. I mean, Kings Island down with the family.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Kings
there you
Island
go.
is, I think, a little more kid oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They got the whole.
And they're owned by the
Yeah.
same company now. They've got some solid
Cedar
rides there.
Fair.
It's not quite as good as Cedar Point when it comes to coasters.
Never has been.
Correct.
But it's also Cincinnati versus Cleveland. So,
And it's including the water
or
park.
Sandusky.
Water
Right.
park included.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, down at Cedar Point or
At Kings Island.
Yeah.
Oh, at
the
Kings
beach.
Island.
It's all one
No. The Kings Island has
The
their
beach
own
was
thing.
across 71
Yeah.
and got run down.
Oh, it's.
I'm not sure
it's
that's
closed?
open anymore.
Okay.
It's been closed for quite some time now.
Okay.
Yeah, I drove past a month or so ago and it
Okay.
didn't look open.
I think it's been like 5+ years.
Yeah.
There's. I told you about my other neighbor Alex, who is in the Run Club, who's from Columbus. Him and his wife. I always try to get like Columbus cred from them. I was talking to them the other day, like, oh
Is
yeah,
this the one
like,
that swapped wives and houses and stuff? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Houses,
Houses
and jobs.
That's what it was. And jobs. That's
no
what it was.
spousal swap.
That was the second part of it. Sorry, my bad.
All that's going on at Cedar Point. Yeah, I was
Hashtag
like,
digital life.
I was talking to them. I was talking to them the other day, and I was totally name dropping, like, because I was telling them about the about
TLDC.
about United Skates. Be like, oh yeah, remember Wyandotte Lake? It's like it takes a certain ilk of Columbusite to.
You can't call it Zumbies.
No.
Wyandotte Lake. I remember that commercial.
Yeah, the jet stream. The what was the other one called?
Zumbeezy Falls.
Well, Canucci Creek.
Zumbeezy Falls replaced the blue slides where you went down on your back.
Okay, I'm thinking of the white one. There's the one next to the jet stream. It's like a white tube slide.
That was Zumbeezy Falls.
Oh, okay. All right. Think they could have come up with another name for the park then when they named it.
They were paying homage.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing what we're going to talk about next week. I think we've reached the end here. But yeah, again, miss Mort and Ben this week, but hopefully we'll get those guys back next week, and we'll look ahead to Atlanta and Philadelphia at home. And then after that, don't we get into Leagues Cup play at some point in July?
Ooh,
I believe so.
Good question.
I don't know exactly when.
Well, if you
It's
remember,
in
we
July.
won that tournament last year. Our name is scrawled messily on the trophy. You know, that's it. I think winning that gets us into the 3C tournament, so it's worth playing. And I think we'll, you know, we haven't had a lot of games this month, and hopefully we can put up a good showing again this time.
Yeah, that starts on July 29th.
Oh, okay. So we got another month yet. All right, we'll talk about it then. All right, guys. Well, again, good hanging here. Great to see the crew put up a win for the first time in nearly 2 months. But I don't know. I hope to see more of it. I don't know if this is like a Vancouver thing or what, but we'll see how we do against Atlanta. Glad to have a couple more home games to keep our feet under us, but we'll talk about it more next week when we got the guys back. Until then, go crew.
Go
crew. What time is it? It's go time.
It's garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go crew!
This fucking looks like North Korea.
Yeah, it's insane.
Jesus. I didn't want to say that while we were recording.
Well, we are recording.
Oh my God. Fuck this guy.